Hello everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic.com back with some very exciting wrestling news. There's been a massive return in the world of wrestling from someone who went a little bit AWOL. Also, we have news of a potential surprise debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling and some further news about the 2019 Royal Rumble. So let's crack on with it and let's take a look at our headline story. I'm sure you know who it is already. It is in our title. Yes, Neville is back on the wrestling scene after going a little bit off the radar recently. Everyone was saying that he was turning down booking opportunities, or people saying, you know, come and work for us, and he was going, not right now, no thank you. And there was rumours that he couldn't because of some sort of WWE no compete clause, but WWE came out and said that's not true, he can do. And now, today, this is breaking news, Neville has shown up over in Dragon Gate in Japan. Now, admittedly, I don't know too much about the storylines going on in Dragon Gate, but at the same time, I do know from just having a little quick look at Twitter that Neville has joined a stable called Red, or R-E-D, all in capitals, and he looks to be in his similarly heelish guise. He's got the whole, not guise, he just looks like a dick. He's got like the whole long straggly hair, looking really aggressive. It's really good to see that, considering how over Neville got in WWE as a heel once he turned. So it'll be very interesting to see what he does next, whether he will be solely working with Dragon Gate, not too certain on how the contracts work over there, or whether he'll be having a more freelance kind of role around the wrestling world. I'm sure that pretty much every promotion, big or small, would love to have Neville on their roster, from Ring of Honor to New Japan, obviously, although they're a little bit more exclusive with their talent, so maybe he couldn't work for Dragon Gate and New Japan at the same time. And I think that Neville has a certain allegiance to Dragon Gate just because of his whole history with them. They really helped make his name over in Japan before he headed to WWE. Also, it's probably worth pointing out that we shouldn't even really be referring to him as Neville. We should probably be calling him Pac, because that is, of course, his independent name rather than Neville, which is his WWE name. But it's very exciting to see Neville resurface after so many months just kind of in hiding, really. There was obviously news of his release from WWE and everyone thought, oh, he's going to pop up somewhere eventually, and then he just didn't, and now it seems as though he actually has done. So this is wonderful news for fans of Neville, or Pac, and wonderful news for the great city of Newcastle upon Tyne. Get in. Now let's move over to WWE for a little bit, because WrestleVotes, that pesky Twitter account that keeps on cropping up with scoops here and there, some of which have been accurate, it must be said, have cropped up with an answer to a question regarding the 2019 Royal Rumble. Now, WrestleVotes hasn't named a potential winner of the 2019 Men's Royal Rumble, but they have said that apparently, this is a rumour of course, but apparently WWE are looking to put over a repeat winner of the Royal Rumble. Now this leaves us, of course, with a few options. Shinsuke Nakamura won last year's Royal Rumble, but he has since, I think, slipped down the card a little bit over on SmackDown since he failed to win at WrestleMania. Then we've got The Rock. The Rock has been rumoured to be appearing at the Royal Rumble for a little while now. He's been popping up on betting websites as one of the favourites to win the whole damn thing. So The Rock won, of course, in 2000, even though he shouldn't have. The Big Show should have won because The Rock's feet hit the floor first. That's one of the biggest travesties in wrestling history. I got very annoyed as a child about that. But yeah, if The Rock came back and won, I'm sure that would be a very controversial decision, given the fact that there's the whole debate right now going on about WWE's perceived overuse of semi-retired, older, in some cases fully retired superstars. Who else could there be to be a viable Royal Rumble winner? I guess you could say that Randy Orton's won it a couple of times. Triple H, of course, won in 2016. I don't think that'll happen again. Oh, he won it in 2002 as well. I'm doing Triple H a great disservice there. Also, I guess Roman Reigns, he won it in 2015, but imagine the heat if he won it again. They might well do it, you know. I mean, he's got the Universal Championship right now, but if he lost it before the Royal Rumble, I could definitely see him winning the Rumble and progressing on to WrestleMania. Of course, this news also means that WWE, maybe according to this rumour, aren't looking for a first-time winner, which would rule out one of the favourites in Daniel Bryan. And our final piece of news is that LIJ, the big stable over in New Japan with Naito and the lads Takahashi, Evil, Bushi and Sonata, are apparently teasing the introduction of a new member. Now, stables are a huge deal over in New Japan, and it's been, in the past sort of year or so, a time of great upheaval and friction in the stables. Bullet Club are, of course, at civil war with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the Bullet Club OGs, whereas at the same time, Chaos are breaking apart due to the heelish antics of Jay White against people like Kazuchika Okada. So, LIJ seem to be at harmony at the moment and are in fact going to bring in a new member. There are a lot of rumoured names out there, but no one is quite certain who it's going to be. A few of the rumoured names include Neville, but I think we can maybe take a little step down from that hype right now just because Neville's obviously turned up in Dragon Gate today. So a few of the other names include Shingo Takagi, Who else was it? Pentagon Jr. I'd love to see it be Pentagon Jr. I think that would be wonderful, although I'm not actually certain if it would be. Another one, and maybe the most interesting and surprising name on the list, is Dragon Lee, the man who accidentally, of course, injured Hiromu Takahashi. If he were inducted, I guess, into LIJ, that would mean that Takahashi has kind of forgiven him for injuring him, or like it gained his respect in a sort of perverse way. Well, Takahashi's a weird character, so maybe it wouldn't surprise me too much, but they've been bitter rivals for the past sort of 4 years, maybe even longer. So that would be a shocking turn of events, but then New Japan aren't ever averse really to surprising the crowd now and again. So we shall see when LIJ decide, I guess, to reveal their new member. So that's all for now. A very exciting day of pro wrestling news here at Cultaholic. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to Jack the Jobber. All of us are available at Cultaholic generally. And check out our Patreon as well if you want. Patreon.com/Cultaholic. And never forget, of course, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button and to join us.